How's it going, guys? Universe, back again with another video. I know what you're thinking, Q-5A video, very random, Universe. General Lee just made a video on this as well, too. Are you copying him? And I will have to say, I have to give him 100% credit. I completely forgot about this jet to begin with, but I did make a video on the Q-5A about 10 months ago. When I was first starting YouTube, I was irrelevant. Nobody knew who I was. My channel was not popping. Any video I posted was like less than 100 views. And I completely forgot about this jet, completely. So, all credit is due to General Lee. If you haven't already checked out his video on it, he definitely gave me the reminder of how amazing this jet is. But pretty much the best way I want to explain the Q-5A is imagine an F-22 against MiG-21 Bisses. This is exactly what it's like. Like, there's no other way to compare it. This is exactly what it's like. You have everything better than everybody else. You're a better MiG, well, I don't know about MiG-19, but you're a better MiG-19. You have flares, and you're at a lower BR. Virtually you are a better MiG-19. And at that, like, pretty much no other jet can compare. And I played around 5 or 6 matches today, and I had 0 up tiers. They were all against MiG-15 Bisses and A4s, Scimitars, Kikas. I don't even know any of the jets anymore. Like, I haven't played this jet in so long. You outdo everybody. You have flares, you're a MiG-19, you're lower BR. There's nothing that can stop this jet at all. There's nothing. Yeah, you maybe have like one con, and that's it. You compress a little bit harder, and your gun's a little bit worse. You don't have missiles like the MiG-19 does. But you don't need missiles. You don't need missiles. And I think, honestly, this jet is actually a perfect example of, you know, building up that aim training. If you already are grinding out China, I would 1000% recommend playing the Q-5A because it is a great aim trainer, because you don't have missiles like you do in top tier. You don't have any missiles. You only have these really awful guns that... Now, 10 months ago, they did the worst damage ever. They were absolutely god-awful. You did no damage, but now, with the Real Shatter update, it is phenomenal. They do incredible. And you can see that right there. Absolutely just blowing that man into absolute smithereens and sending him back to where he came from. That being the lobby. Alright? So, playing this Q-5A, man, it is nostalgic. It is nostalgic. This shit is so good. So we're gonna be playing it here today, and we're gonna be absolutely dominating. A lot of people said that I sound like deaf in last video. I apologize. I've been sick, and I wasn't feeling good in that video, so I was talking a little bit slower. So you know, we gotta try to keep things different, all right? And I gotta keep being me or whatever. But as you can see, the guy down there, I didn't really see what jet it was, but he tried to go up for me. It was a G91. Obviously, he can't pull up for me. And he's completely stalled out. This is exactly what I love to do with the Q-5A, is finding targets that cannot keep up with you in the vertical. And you just pull up, and you just climb, you wait for them to stall out, and then you just throw your plane back over, and you just dominate them because they're dumb, and they don't know what a Q-5A is. And being in the G91 a long time ago and seeing Q-5As was the most terrifying thing in the world, because I knew exactly how the Q-5A performed, and oh my goodness, it is deadly. It is deadly. If you are in one of these jets, F-104, even the F-104 struggles to keep up with the Q-5A in like literally almost every aspect. Climbing, it's better at climbing than the F-104. Now, obviously, the compression is so bad, and you'll see here in the background here, I gotta air brake, throttle all the way down. But the problem is if I do air brake, I lose a lot of speed. And unfortunately, the F-104 pretty much will outspeed me, because it is faster in the straight line. But unfortunately, what the F-104 does not take into account is that he is actively climbing, which is what I do best. And you can see it perfectly here. The F-104 decides to maneuver after running for quite some time. But the one thing you have to do with the Q-5A is you can't... You can barely pull lead. You compress so hard that you have to, like, predict the lead. Like, if you assume that he's going to go forward, you have to lead so far forward to avoid the compression, or else you're screwed. It's actually hilarious. It's hilarious because when I look back in the videos here, I see how desperately I am ultra leading. I am leading so far ahead to avoid getting compressed and slamming into the ground, or just absolutely whiffing my shots. It is honestly sad to see. But at this point, I know I can't catch this F-104. He's just going to be running, so I'm just going to climb and possibly get to his airbase and try to take him out. I decided last minute that I don't really want to chase him. I don't really have a whole lot of fuel, not a whole lot of ammo. But then, as I'm getting ready to decide if I'm going to run away, I spot one of the last players, another F-104, and he's pulling up straight for me. Now, obviously, me knowing I already have the altitude advantage, and I have flares, I'm just going to flare off his missiles, and I'm going to keep going up into the 90-degree vertical. But here's where I make an absolute mistake, because I am one of the worst players in the game. Not actually, but I'm absolutely dumb. Like, I'm so stupid. I forgot that I was not playing the MiG-29, and my flares go below my jet, not above. So when I fired off my flare, I instinctively went down to get the flares to go above. Anyways, I ended up going straight in front of the missile, and I'm extremely damaged. And lucky for me, his missile did no damage, and his guns did no damage, and I'm still flying. And this is exactly what I mean with the F-104 not being able to keep up. I just completely stalled out, turned straight back around, and the F-104 is now, I'm now on a 6. And this F-104 is not going to be able to do anything. He's absolutely screwed, but so am I, so I'm going to have to take advantage of what I have now and try to get some shots off. Luckily, I get a nice hit there. And he's going to be extremely damaged. And that's pretty much my saving grace. There's nothing else I can do at this point. I'm pretty much dead. But I can't just go out and die like that. So I'm going to give it all I got. I'm going to try to get more shots on him. But at this point, he is pushing me closer and closer to thicker air, which is going to cause me to compress more. At this point, I know how slow he is. And I know that I can probably outspeed him due to the damage he has suffered. And I'm going to just speed away. I don't even care. I honestly have no care in the world for running away like this. I knew that I couldn't fight him, and I could see that my engine was actively dying in the bottom left corner. And just my luck, I lost the left engine. So it was for my best interest that I ran back to base. And you can even see these guys in the background, these MiG-17s, just suicide head-oning for whatever reason. But it happened like 4 times. This F-104 got like 4 or 3 kills to head-ons, because they just didn't even bother to try to survive. I don't know what a lot of people are thinking anymore, but at this point, I guess I can't really be mad, because I'm kind of in a jet where I can carry, and I can carry a 1v16. Obviously, I shouldn't, because some jets are going to be pretty dangerous. But again, right there, A-32 suicide bombed himself and just doesn't even bother to try to stay alive. But I was luckily able to land, take back off, and climb up to altitude. And this is the best part. The Q-5A, again, MiG-19, it climbs like an absolute beast. And it's the last 2 F-104s left. Both have repaired and rearmed. Or sorry, just one of them. Philly is just out of ammo, or just low on ammo, I'm not really sure. But the other guy was completely rearmed and ready to go. And Philly, honestly, in my opinion, was the best one to go for. He was a lot slower. And he most likely was not going to be a threat in any capacity. Weapons, from guns to missiles. I go for a nice shot off, and I only take out his right wing. But I know one thing's for sure, he will not be coming back after me. So it's pretty much a 1v1 at this point against an F-104. And the one thing that you have against the F-104 is your better climb rate and your better rate fighter. You're a much better rate fighter. Now, you do struggle to churn a lot, so it depends on which speeds you are at. Like in this case scenario here, you can pull around 9 to 10 Gs if you're at a certain speed, which is around 900 to 700 kilometers an hour. And the F-104 makes a crucial mistake. Instead of just continuing forward and straightening himself out and trying to avoid getting absolutely clapped for me, he decides to pull into the vertical. If you didn't already see already, I'm already in the vertical. I'm already here with him. If he pulls up, he's actively going to be losing speed. And he's out of the match. He pulled straight in front of me, and he's absolutely clapped. And that was a nice game there. That's what the Q-5A does best. It is a comeback. It is a comeback jet. If you want to come back and you want to actually clutch for your team, this is the jet to be in. But now here we're in Sinai, a B-57 ahead. Again, a B-57, this jet can barely go. I don't even know its top speed. But yet somehow it is getting matched up with Mach 1 capable MiG-19s. Seems legit. Thank you guys very much. So fair. And we set him on fire. I'm going to dip out and I'm going to assess my situation. At this point, anyone who is at altitude is automatically a threat, because most of the jets at this BR cannot climb at all. Like, it's like A4s and MiG-15s. Yeah, they can climb a little bit, but they can barely climb like a MiG-21 and a F-4D. That's like pretty much the only thing I can really think of. The MiG-21 pretty much has no idea I'm there, but my roll rate kind of screwed me over, and the Vautour wasn't really helping me out. And unfortunately, the Vator dies. But I do get the MiG-21, and honestly, the Vator wouldn't have been much help anyways for the match. So, you know, back to the hangar, I guess. Honestly, he probably could have lived had he just played that better and tried to help me out instead of trying to survive. But it is what it is. We got the guy, and this is my fault here, not paying attention. F-11. Also another target that's kind of dangerous, but not really. Like, you're pretty much faster, and you climb better in every way. And again, what I mean here with ultra leading. I didn't ultra lead that F-104 there, and he absolutely just pulled away from me. And I couldn't even get my gunshot on target. I thought I could. At this point, the F-104 definitely sees me, and he's going straight towards the ground, which is honestly the biggest nightmare for the Q-5A, because the minute you gain any sort of speed above, you know, Mach 1, you instantly compress so hard. It's hard to pull like 6 or 7 Gs at that rate. But the F-104, I guess, doesn't see me at all. And I don't know, but a lot of people at this BR range, I can't lie, are just absolutely clueless. I'm going to shoot off some range shots. I'm going to get a nice crit on his back tail. He's out. He's out of the match. I couldn't even believe I got that shot. I was like, oh, nice. I know these guns are not that great, but damn, that was a very good shot. But no point in chasing. He's just going to head straight towards the ground. He's dead. At this point, the only person we can see left is an A4E. Again, A4s, MiG-15s, MiG-17s. All these just poor little jets compared to the absolute beast that the Q-5A is. Unfortunately for me, I am absolutely brain dead and couldn't hit my shots there. But the Canberra can. Takes him out. And we're at 3 kills now. Put on a blind hunt, we find the last guy. And I wanted to show this off because I didn't even realize Poseidon now has new airfields. I didn't even realize. I thought they only had the 2, but I guess they got updated. I'm going to go for some very long-range shots. I'm going to get the hit. We're going to kill him. I pretty much took those shots extremely early because I knew of my compression that I most likely was going to slam into the ground. And I didn't want that to happen. But if you're wanting a jet to play that is not top tier, because top tier right now is in an absolute hellhole. It is absolutely garbage. The missiles are not proxy fusing properly, and your missiles won't explode. They can go straight through somebody. It's like when you drop a guided bomb on a helicopter. They just go straight through. They don't explode. They don't even do any damage. That's exactly what's happening right now with missiles. They aren't exploding. So at this point, I'm pretty much avoiding it at all costs. We got an F-84 here, and obviously, what is he going to do? He can't even outspeed me, and the R2Y2, absolutely sad little child, is going to try to pull up for me. I guess he doesn't know what a Q-5A is. And I'm just going to absolutely run circles on him. I'm already 2.5 kilometers away from him. And I just went vertical for about maybe 5 seconds. And at this point, this guy is absolutely stalled out of his mind. And he will never mess with another Q-5 ever again. I'm going to go for the shots, set him on fire, and that'll be my second kill for the match. And there's a whole lot of red and not a whole lot of blue in the game. So at this point, I'm pretty much aware that I'm most likely going to have to carry this entire match, which honestly is not a problem with me. Not a problem at all. But I'm going to do a lot of climbing. Most of the jets that I can spot here, the Sabs, Vampires, all of them cannot keep up in altitude, so I'm going to climb up. And then in doing so, I end up spotting an F-4D. I talked about the F-4D already, but the F-4D is pretty much the only formidable fighter that will actually put you, you know, in your place. And honestly, it still doesn't even put you in your place like heavily. It churns better than you, but it climbs really good. It's very fast. Its guns are really good. It doesn't have flares, so you beat it in pretty much most aspects. But if you're not really paying attention, that F-4 will absolutely clap you. But this F-4 here will not be absolutely clapping me. He's not paying attention at all. And again, talking with compression, I didn't extra lead, and so in doing so, I missed all my shots. And I don't even know if you see, but his title says guns only, but yet he for whatever reason, decided that he was going to fire off that missile in guns range. So, I don't know. I knew instantly that this guy was an awful player, and then he proceeds to rip his plane. So, at this point, the only formidable fighter that could put up a fight against me was with a player that was just absolutely god-awful. We got a meter straight ahead. He's going to pull under my guns, and if I continue to go after that, I'm going to slam straight into the ground. And we have a Vampire here as well, too. So it's a Meteor and a Vampire, both fighters that can just absolutely do nothing against me. The Meteor is going to pull up for me. I'm going to pull straight back up again because at this point, I have so much more speed than him. I climb better than him. I do everything better than him. I'm absolutely not fearing at all. But I'm also an idiot. So I didn't spot the Vator that was right behind me. At this point, I'm going to try to gain as much speed as I possibly can, so that way I can actually maneuver. I maneuvered out of the way. I just barely avoid his guns. But this guy's absolutely clueless and probably started playing the game about a week ago. And rest in peace to Timmy that lived in that house. He was playing Fortnite and now he's dead. So rest in peace. Sorry that Vator does not know how to fly at all. And, you know, hopefully... hopefully someone recovers their Fortnite account. Alright, kid? Again, just running circles on this vampire and this meteor. For whatever reason, the vampire just felt for... and I don't understand this. I tried to watch the replay over and over, but this vampire continued to pull up for me. This kid was at like 200 kmh, maybe even less than that. I was going about 700. And I was just absolutely running circles on him, and I was like, why is he continuing to pull up for me? Why are you doing this? You are going to die, guaranteed. I can guarantee that. You're not even going to get a hit on me. You're not even going to come close to me. I do everything better than you. And again, I go up, I go back down, and what does the vampire do? He goes right back up for me. This kid is purely stalling about a couple hundred feet off the ground. And I'm like, what am I watching? What am I watching? Does this kid know how to play the game? The answer is no, he does not. And the poor meteor, too, is just trying to do anything to just stay alive against that MiG-15 there. But they both get focused, and I have it in the bag here, two completely defenseless enemies that are just straight in front of me. Vampire's going to go straight in front. I'm going to get a nice crit off, but it's not enough to kill him. And the meteor spots me just in time. So he pulls up and he goes around for me, and I am typing in chat, but I am going to choose not to post what I'm typing in chat because I might get demonetized. And again, the vampire here decides to pull up for me, but he has no speed, and he's already stalled out, but I'm absolutely god-awful at the game, and I missed. At this point, I don't even care. I don't even care if anyone else gets the kill, and you can even see I absolutely zoomed out of the way, and that kid could not catch me. This poor meteor had no idea that I was even coming. And I absolutely slap his wing off. You could just see I'm already 3 kilometers away from the vampire. It's been like 5-10 seconds. This jet is absolutely stupid broken. It's an F-22 against MiG-21 business. That's exactly the best way that I can explain it. And if you're wanting to play something other than top tier, this is your jet to play. You're going to have the most fun. And you're not going to be bored at all. And it's going to keep you interested. Truthfully, because you're going to have to play a little bit different. It's not the same with missiles. You have to play completely different. But it also will make you a better player. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.